Good morning, viewers, or viewer. So myself and Tim are off down to Bevan's to have a test ride. This is what we're confronted with now, is something's happened here. There's got to be an accident, isn't it? Because we've had a bit of rain. Oh my gosh. You do wonder how these accidents happen. Oh yeah, two Mercedes. Huh, I wonder if that is a coincidence. Two Mercs and Anyway, we're on our way down to Bevan's, and Tim, in front of me, is hopefully going to have a test ride out on a Triumph 900 Rally Pro and a GT Pro. Oh, it's a GT Pro, I beg your pardon. But he's interested in the Rally Pro, not the GT Pro. Right then, here we are in Bevan's, our local Triumph dealer in Cardiff, South Wales. So Tim is interested in the 900 Rally Pro, but they don't have one here available for a test ride. So he's going to take out this little baby, which is the new updated 900 GT Pro. Yeah, actually looks it looks quite nice in white. I quite like that. So anyway, we're going to get on the road. We'll see you in a bit. Clap, clap. Right. I feel such a knob speaking into the camera, talking to the camera. And then knowing that Tim is listening to me, I've had to mute the microphone on the Cardo. It's quite off-putting. The Mustang. So how's your luck then, right? It's Saturday morning and it's tipping down with rain. Which is typical, isn't it? Out for a nice little bimble. Yeah, I like that in white. It's Clandock Hospital there. I go there delivering. I know with the old Tiger, the pre-updated one, the pre-facelift if you like, the white colour was the cheapest one, the cheap option, or the free option. But I actually quite like it. It makes a nice change from the all black. Sort of brightens it up a bit, like, you know. I can't believe the weather. Can't believe it. Here we go. Oh God, I'm getting wet. Let's have a look from here. Oh. Say hello, Tim. Of course, you can see over there he's got the updated dash as well. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? Looks quite nice. That's mine. I don't mind mine at all, really. The other one looks nicer. I just said to Tim earlier, I said, how do you feel on the 900? Because I didn't mention Tim's got a 1200 Tiger Rally Pro, and it's one big beast. So I said, Tim, how do you feel on the 900? He said, small. It feels quite small, he said. So don't know. He doesn't look small on it. We'll just have to see. We're going down, we're popping down to Barry. Okay then, we just had a nice cup of coffee in Marco's in Barry on the seafront. You know, Barry, where Gavin and Stacey are from. Well, Stacey is anyway. And we've just been having a chat about this 900 GT Pro. Now, I must apologise, I have tried to record via the Cardo headset so you can hear Tim directly. But it's clipping all the time, so I'm not quite sure why. We don't have time to try and sort it out. The only thing is, the Cardo does need an update, which I have only just noticed. So I don't know if that's got anything to do with it or not. We shall see. And anyway, I'm just going to ask Tim now, and I will have to relay what he says about this Triumph that he's on. Now, he's coming from the perspective of having a 1200 Rally Pro, and this is actually, if you bear in mind, this is actually the GT Pro, which he's not going to have anyway. He's going to go for the 900 Rally Pro. So anyway, Tim, so what do you think? Right, okay, so to summarise what Tim just said, he said it's comfortable, it's nicely balanced, but I think he's quite happy with it in a sense of riding it and the comfort and the ergonomics, maybe apart from the handlebars. He has said that the handlebars are a little bit more narrow than the 1200 Rally Pro, and when he stands up it's very noticeable with the comfort, or it doesn't feel as natural to stand up on the bike. What else was it, Tim? Right, okay. So he's saying he's 5 foot, what was it, 5'11"? Right. 30.5 inside leg, 14.5 stone, and 5'11" tall. So he's saying that he would prefer to have, or he would have to have bar risers if he was to purchase the GT Pro. I don't think that would be necessary with the Rally Pro. But anyway, by the way, look, everybody, I have just changed the colour on my dashboard from green to yellow. I'm not sure about it, but it's different. So, okay, yeah, you're flat footing. You can flat foot it both sides, and the seat is in the high setting. Okie doke. I would quite like Tim personally to have the bike he's riding now, because when we're parked up together, my machine does look slightly weedy compared to the 1200, especially, that he's got, which is a big old beast. So I wouldn't feel quite so inferior if Tim had this one. Like that. Yeah, I sat on the bike. Now, bearing in mind, I've got a normal sized body, but my legs are very short. I look like Mr. Potato Man, to be honest. I got a 28 inside leg, 28 inch, and I was on tiptoes, absolute tiptoes, when I sat on the bike that Tim's got now. So we've just said that when we get back to the shop, we'll ask them quickly to put it on the lower setting, and I'll have another go, see what it's like. Yeah, Tesco, Barry Ambulance Station. I thought they were meant to be busy. There's lots of ambulances parked up doing nothing. Yeah. We did it twice, didn't we? Starting at roughly 50 miles an hour, and on both occasions, yours, well, the demo bike, pulled away from this one. It was noticeable. It was noticeable, yeah. If there's people out there who think it's not noticeable, well, maybe if you take the bikes out individually, it's not. But certainly on a road that we was on together, in an unscientific way, it did seem to be quicker, the new bike. So this little village is called St. Nicholas, and is where all the posh people live. For people who don't know, this is what they call the 5 mile lane. It's not so much of a lane anymore. They've made it a fair bit wider and a fair bit straighter. It was quite a dangerous road, and it goes from Bonvilston on the A48 to Barry.
Back at Tim's house now. It was a bit of a rainy, windy, blowy morning out, wasn't it? But we enjoyed it. Had a nice coffee at Marco's. No.
And the Baffle House.
And the Baffle House, yes. The Baffle House on the A48. Right then, Tim, I would like to ask you what you thought and what your conclusion is of the Triumph 900 Rally Pro.
Unfortunately, it didn't have a Rally Pro, and the 2025 Rally Pro for me to test ride, so I test rode on the 25 GT Pro 900. Lovely bike. It's a lot, the cowling and everything is a lot different to what it is on the 1200. Obviously, it's a slightly smaller bike. Power delivery, comfort, everything was fine. Handled well, everything was all well and good. The only issues that I found was on the Rally Pro, the handlebars are slightly wider. So when you might see in the video that I stood up, I was not at the right way on the Rally Pro because the handlebars are, the GT Pro, because the handlebars are down slightly, whereas on the Rally Pro they're actually up and a bit wider. So it gives it a little bit more stance on it, and it's easier to stand up if you need to stand up on the bike. But other than that, height of the seat, everything, I was on the highest level with the GT Pro, comfortable, and everything else. Found the delivery, the power delivery, the braking, everything was all fine. And when I tried a couple of heavy braking on the front, and where it was safe to do so, and found that the brake dive or the fork dive wasn't very much. It wasn't as much as it is on. Some people were saying that it was quite noticeable, but I found it acceptable for how I ride and things like that. So,
did you find, because it is a lighter bike,
yes,
did you find it easier to handle on the road when you're actually moving, or no difference?
As it is, the bike is 220 kilos, 222 kilos approximately, whereas the 1200 was 245, I think. And slow speeds, very manoeuvrable, very manageable. The same as I find with the 1200. It is actually quite even though it's a big bike, it is very manageable and easier to manoeuvre around. at when you're travelling, but when you're stopped, that's when you find there's a little bit of the difference. And when we parked down at Marco's, we obviously pulled out and went back into the parking slot, and that was very noticeable, the difference on that.
Yeah. What's the reason that you're thinking of, because some people say you're downsizing to a 900 from a 1200?
Well, theoretically, I am. It's personal preference of going further down the line. It's one of those things that I want to be able to manage. I want to try the difference from the 1200 to the 900. I want to get it and utilize it a lot more. And as we are going out and about, Doug doesn't like being by the side of me, even though our bikes are the same. Mine's the 1200, his is the 900, and there is a very big difference, as you've seen on previous videos. But it's not just that. I think it's just the fact that I'm getting older, and the bike is more than adequate for what we do, where we travel around, and all of the areas that we go. And I think that's partly the reason for it, and it's something that just want the opportunity to see what it's like now, and utilise that. I don't utilise the 1200 as much as I should on long distances and things like that, which it is designed to do, and it's a beautiful ride. But again, it's just one of those things.
Yeah. Okay. And assuming you'll have a choice of colours, what colour would you go for? Do you know that yet, or?
I either go with the black and the racing and the Triumph Racing yellow, very high vis fluorescent, or I would actually go with the white, the glacier white with the grey accents and things like that. So it's not on the Rally Pro. It is not all the one colour. There's a good mix of colour, and it's segregated out quite nicely. Whereas on one or two of the others, they've been stock with the colour, so they have got a nice little mix of those ongoing. So I think the white with the grey, which I think is a really nice little thing to be visible as well.
Yeah, that's good. One more question. What were you wearing yesterday? Can you tell the viewer? And did you get wet?
No, we had some really heavy downpours. I do have a full rucker suit, but unfortunately, because I've lost quite a bit of weight, I bought myself the Oxford Mondial 2 jacket, and the Oxford trousers to go with it. And I've got to say, I stayed bone dry in all the heavy rain that we had yesterday. And I mean, we were caught in some big downpours. And yeah, I was bone dry, well happy with the suit.
Yeah.
Lovely jacket and trousers to go with it.
Yeah, and it was comfortable, yeah?
Very comfortable, very comfortable.
Good, yeah. So, okay, I'm interested in it as well. That's why I'm asking.
And he's just been waiting for a rainy day when we go out on the bike.
Yes, yeah, indeed. Okay, we'll wrap it up there. I think that's enough. Just to end the video, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.